fellow Toastmasters, honored guests. When we think about relationships, we have to go back to the same old adage, male, female, and how we're created. I'm a very competitive person. I dated my husband for the first time when I was 16 years old, actually on my 16th birthday, which is a week from now. Yours is tomorrow.
Yes, right. Thank you.
So based on that, I was pretty young, pretty competitive, all of that. And although I love my husband very, very much, I really, really enjoy slapstick comedy when it comes to him. I'm not sure why, but it is just hilarious to me to see him get hurt. For whatever reason. So early on in our marriage, we have this golf course. I love to play golf. We have this golf course not far, and we would play Twilight. Just the two of us, early 20s, have a good time. We're on the 18th hole at White Lake Oaks. And I'm a little bit better golfer than he is. So I'm up in front of him, worried about getting hit by the golf ball, right? I turn around, and then he's back there. He's kind of on the edge of the rough. And I turn around, and all of a sudden, I hear the biggest knock in the woods. And I thought, oh no, what happened? If I weren't in a dress, I'd be lying down right now because he's on the fairway, laying down, worried about that ball hitting him. And it is shooting across backwards. And it was so funny. He's just laying down, hoping he doesn't get hurt, right? So then this other time, I sewed a lot. And when you sew, you kind of leave pins and needles around on the floor, right? It just is what happens. So lo and behold, I had been sewing, and he was in his stocking feet, and he's kind of walking around the house. And he hits his big toe. He doesn't have his shoes or socks on, right? His big toe gets a needle in it.
Oh.
And he comes to me and he says, look, I got a needle in my toe. And I'm saying, wow, that looks like it hurts. So I said, let me pull it out for you. So we pull it out. And it's so funny, you know, we have a pulse, right? So I pull it out, and I'm watching, and the blood is going squirt, squirt, squirt.
Oh.
Now, I should be a real empathetic and sympathetic wife, but it's just not who I am. It was so funny. I just died laughing. To this day, it cracks me up. And he'll tell you the same thing. If I were to invite him in here, he would just tell you that I just laughed and laughed and laughed at his pain. We actually have 3 daughters. And they were all like in a clump, and they still are. To date, they are 24, 22, and 21. Kathy, my youngest, had her birthday last week. So they kind of take after me in that same slapstick comedy event. When he would get hurt, he's a carpenter contractor, so oftentimes he's nailing or he's doing something on a job site or whatever. And he had this bad sore on his finger that just wouldn't heal, right? So Courtney, my middle daughter, most kids would kiss it and make it better, right? Courtney, my middle daughter, looks at it and says, gee, Dad, that looks like that would really hurt. She just hit it with her fist. She just knocked it right down. So I'm sure that hurt him as well. Love is a strange thing, and relationships are strange. When you think about how men and women are together, it's very interesting to me. I've been married 31 years. And to this day, when I put out those little things, like those little sayings that I think he should catch on to, he just never catches them. You know, we play catch a lot, but he never catches those. And it cracks me up. The older I get as a female, the more I realize how we females are. We just throw things at you, and You're clueless. You have no idea what we're thinking or what we mean, and you don't have a response that ever pleases us. Do you ever feel that way? I mean, men don't have, and it's like men are one species and women are another. And it cracks me up how different we are. I'll throw things out, he won't catch them, and then I'll get mad. I'll get mad, and I'll get madder, and I'll get madder, to the point where it's this screaming argument, and he doesn't know what I'm even mad at. It's just clueless. It just amazes me. The hunter in a man is like this. Totally focused, totally centered, and doesn't really see outside the box. So my advice to women is really at a young, early age to enjoy slapstick comedy, to have fun, to be a little empathetic and sympathetic every now and then. But in addition, don't just throw those clues out there. Really explain yourself. Explain yourself like, I want this. How can they screw that up? I want this. This is what I want today. It's not like, oh, it'd be really nice, or you love me so much you should know what I want. Am I right? You love me. I love you. I know exactly what you want. Men don't have a clue. So really, tell them exactly what you want in a loving manner, and then if they don't do it, tell them in another direction, because those blinders that are on just narrow their vision.
And then slap them.
And then slap them. Thank you very much.